So I just want to start this video by apologizing. I know this has been out for a while now, but I ordered this laptop. It took forever for them to send it out. There was some back order delays, and I'm hoping for one specific reason. I hope these delays were because of the touchpad issues, and they were fixing all the problems with the touchpad. Now this is an exact retail unit. This is the unit that you'd get if you ordered a brand new Dell XPS 17 off their website. You get in this beautiful black box that looks like this. Open it up and you're presented with the laptop. Now the one thing that really stood out for me about the Dell XPS 17 is that you're getting a 17-inch laptop that's the size of a MacBook Pro 16, making it very small to travel with. You get the laptop in the box, you get the power brick, which uses USB Type-C. This is a 130 watt charger, which is kind of interesting because usually USB Type-C's power delivery tops out at 100 watts, so it's interesting that they're using 130, which means Dell is using their own proprietary technology. Now I know there are some Dell XPS 17s that are having issues charging the laptop. It's drawing power from the battery, so you get battery drain when your laptop is plugged in. So I'm gonna explore that in my full review. You also get a dongle in the box, which is a HDMI and USB adapter that you can connect to one of the USB Type-C ports. Now, due to its size, there's a bit more flex on the lid. It's not crazy or drastic, but it is different compared to the XPS 15. This is a bigger laptop, and the aluminum they're using is not as thick as the aluminum that's on the Razer Blade 15 or Razer Blade Pro 17. Just to give you guys some context, this is what the laptop looks like compared to the MacBook Pro 16. They both have the same depth, but because this is a 17-inch model, it's a bit wider. I do suggest putting a dbrand skin on it just because I've already taken it out the box and you can see some dirt. It'll also preserve the laptop for you if you ever decide to sell it in the future. It'll prevent the lid from getting any scratches. The port situation is also a bit different compared to the XPS 15. The 15 only had 2 Thunderbolt 3 ports. This one has 4. 2 on the left-hand side with your Noble lock, and then another 2 on the right side with your audio jack and full-size SD card slot. Now, just like the XPS 15, you can still open it up with one hand. You do get a massive, and I mean massive, touchpad. The big deal with the XPS 15 is that I had to send it back because the touchpad was completely loose. You would just rest your finger over it and all of a sudden it would start clicking by itself without applying any pressure. So I'm gonna bring it a bit closer to the camera so you can see what I'm talking about. On the XPS 15, if I was just simply moving my finger around without any pressure at all, you'd start hearing these micro clicks. On this one, it's solid. The keyboard is just as good as the one on the XPS 15. I love this keyboard. It feels fantastic to type on. It has good travel distance. There's nice force. It's just a very enjoyable keyboard to use. The one thing that Dell absolutely nailed is the display options. Like, this is a 16:10, a aspect ratio that a lot of MacBook Pro users are familiar with. They were able to cram the camera along with Windows Hello in this very tiny, tiny bezel. You can still use Windows Hello with the fingerprint scanner on the top right, but you can also use it with face recognition. Now, this is the matte display. This is only 1080p, and quite frankly, I think it looks very crispy on a 17-inch display, making it not that necessary to go up to 4K for a lot of use cases. Plus, the matte display alone just does a lot better job with reflections. Even though this is 1080p, you're still getting fantastic color accuracy and good screen brightness. On another note, one person asked me on my Discord channel whether or not you can lay the screen of the XPS 17 180 degrees. You absolutely cannot. This is the furthest it will go back. The model I bought comes with 16 gigabytes of RAM, the i7-10875H, which is the 8-core part from Intel. It's the 10th gen processor, paired with that RTX 2060 Max-Q. Now, the Max-Q in this laptop is going to be about 10 to 15% slower than a regular RTX 2060 that you'd find in more beefier gaming laptops. This is still much better than a 1650 Ti, so I'm expecting good performance out of this. I don't think this is going to be a top-end gaming machine, but it will be able to handle some of the latest games quite comfortably. So this is super cool. This is the first time Dell has implemented a vapor chamber cooling solution in their laptops. This should theoretically help with cooling when things are under full load. I don't have my hopes up though, because based on Dell's history, they like to push their laptops to its thermal limit. Sure, you're getting all the performance from the CPU and GPU, but the lifespan of the laptop all of a sudden takes a hit because those thermals are a bit too hot. You get a 97 watt-hour battery, which is a really good size. You have 2 slots for RAM, upgradable to 64 gigabytes, and 2 slots for storage. One is populated with the drive right now, getting great read and write speeds, and the other is there if you want to upgrade it down the road. I'm also really curious on how fan noise is going to be. Because these CPUs are usually being pushed pretty hard, is the vapor chamber kind of compensating for it, allowing lower fan noise, or is this going to be super loud? I also want to gather your questions on things you want to know about this laptop so that I can answer them. So make sure to drop them in the comment section down below. If you're interested in checking this out, I'll replace a link. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video.